Hello, my love, and welcome to another episode of FEMPIRE Builders with your host, Michelle Hext. Today, I want to talk to you about having unwavering conviction in who you are and what you do, and being unapologetic about all of those things and how not to be swayed with your marketing. But before I get to that, I need to have a bit of a rant. I I don't know. Is it retrograde? Because this morning I've had so many tech issues that it is just driving me absolutely crazy. It's Monday morning, so it's my favorite day of the week. I've been for my walk. I've had, done all the things and was getting ready to sit down and dive into my work. And it's just been one bloody dead end after another, and it's driving me crazy, but that's okay. We are going to move on. I've taken myself out of my task and brought myself over here so I could enjoy recording this podcast for you, so that I can then go back with fresh eyes and not wanting to throw my computer out the window. We've all had those days, right? Okay, so let me talk about being unwavering in your conviction. This is off the back of a conversation that I have had with a past client of mine over the last week. And it made me really sad is a word, probably the word. And also there was this deeper sense of this was so unnecessary. And what I'm talking about is a conversation where, as I say, a past client of mine had invested in a marketing company to help them on a particular platform. And I think she said she invested around $7,000 to this company. And they were tasked with helping her to grow on this particular platform with a specific type of content format, and that was going to drive leads and sales to her business, right? All sounds great. But the problem was it wasn't working the way that she wanted it to work. And their advice to her was, well, I don't think there's a market for that. So what we're going to do is you're going to need to change your messaging so that it's more in alignment with this type of marketing. And so she was yanked out of her sweet spot and creating content in a way that was not reflective of who she is and also the work that she does. And I was kind of bewildered. It's like, but you are like, this is what you do. So I'm trying to give you an example, because obviously I never want to throw any clients under the bus or anything like that. Let me just give you an example. Okay, so say I am, and this is, I'm not sharing the particular platform or anything like that. I'm keeping all of that under wraps. But say for me, it was like Instagram, right? And say I hired a company that is very good at producing Instagram reels, and they wanted to come on board. I paid them $7,000, and they're going to come on board, create these videos, get all of that happening so that it drives leads and sales. And I'm a high ticket coach who launches high ticket coaches strategically, right? That's what I do. So if I'm there and they're producing these videos for me, and I'm saying to them, this isn't working like you said it was going to work. Then they come back to me and say, oh no, it's your offer and it's your content and it's everything about you. So you need to do content about this subject because this will sell better. And so suddenly I'm thrust into creating content about, I don't know, let's just say productivity and efficiency, and being, I don't know, teaching coaches how to be more efficient with their working time or whatever. That's not what I do. That's not what I sell. And it might mean that those videos get more views, but it's not aligned with what I do. And so if a marketing company is telling you, oh, this won't work for your market, when they agreed to take you on, given everything that you're doing, no doubt they were in your DMs saying, oh, I love everything that you're doing on social media. Let us come and work with you. We can make it so much better for you. Because I'm on YouTube these days, I am getting so much junk about people telling me how they can make my YouTube channel better, right? And promising all of these things. So people are out there and they're in your DMs and they're making these big promises. And then when it doesn't work, they blame you, which is fucking bullshit, honestly. And so, had my client been working with me at the time, I would have said, no, we stay who we are because that doesn't change. And so the example that I gave with my past client when we were having this conversation, and it's something that I share with probably many of my clients, I want them to think about themselves as the tree, right? So imagine you are a tree, you have very deep roots. You are the tree, and then you will grow different fruits at different times, right? So you are you, and an apple might be, for example, if I'm the tree, I am the high ticket launch strategist and coach and mentor. And my fruits are going to be things like the 5K formula for coaches, FEMPIRE Builders, my mastermind. It's going to be these different types of offers and freebies and things like that. But they're all in alignment with me. So if I'm an apple tree, I'm going to grow apples, right? I'm going to grow lots of different apples. But you can't expect to be an apple tree and then have somebody come along and say to you, oh, apples don't sell. We need to start pumping out bananas. Like it just doesn't work, right? That was a kind of messy example, but you know what I'm getting at. And so we have to be rock solid and unwavering in our conviction about who we are and what we do. And if somebody is trying to pull you off course because you don't fit their box, then fuck them, honestly. And even more so, if they've taken you on as a client under the circumstances of you being you and you having this particular offer and you've been creating content in this space for a little while, then they're telling you that their model will work based on what you do and who you are and how you're showing up. They're just going to make it better. So it's very easy to be swayed, especially if you're in the early stages of your business where you think, oh, well, maybe this is why my stuff isn't selling. Maybe I do need to change my fucking everything about my business and do this instead. The answer is not that. The answer is there's nothing wrong with you and what you do. And the problem is the person that you've hired who is not doing their job. They can't get their job to work. And the reality is, it was probably never going to work the way that they said it was going to, because as always, these shitty marketing companies who are in your DMs overpromise, way overpromise, and they underdeliver. And then when it doesn't work, they start to blame you. And that is not okay in my book. So how do we avoid this? Especially in those early stages where you're still trying to figure things out. Well, my opinion is that marketing is only ever going to amplify what you have going on, right? So if you are this coach selling this product, delivering this result in this market, the marketing is supposed to sit over the top of that and amplify your results. So if you're already this coach in this space, solving this problem, and you are gaining a little bit of traction organically, you've been out there and you've been hustling and you've had a bit of, positive feedback, or maybe you've been doing it for a few years and you're like, yeah, I'm in my sweet spot. I'm working with clients pretty regularly and this is my work. And now I want to amplify. I want to go bigger. I want more clients. I want a bigger lead pool to pull from, for example. Then any marketing is supposed to highlight and amplify the results that you have. And I know I'm saying that over and over and over again. It is not meant to make you question who you are, what you do, and how you do it. That is not the job of marketing. The marketing job is to make what you do better. So if somebody is coming along and telling you, oh, that won't work, then you need to kick their asses out of there because they are not the person for you. And so, how we avoid it is we do the work that we need to do to gain the clarity that we need to gain around those things: who we are, what we do, how we do it, and who we do it for. If we're clear about those things and we are unwavering about those things, those conversations are going to be very, very different. So, if somebody came to you, and so if somebody came to me and they were like, oh, because I've complained, it usually only comes when we complain and we say, that's not working. And they're like, oh, yeah, no, it's because you've got the wrong offer or your message is wrong or whatever. So, you need to change the way that you do business so that we can get a better result. I guarantee you, you're going to change things and the result is not going to be any different. So if you're deep in it and you know yourself and all of those things, you're going to say, no, 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 no. I hired you under this premise. You saw what my business was and you told me in my DMs that you could help me. Marketing is supposed to amplify what I do, not make me question what I do. So on your way, go away, don't come back. That's the response that you need to have. And if you find yourself being pulled pillar to post and adapting who you are and what you do and the way you share your message for somebody who feels like, or for somebody that's not delivering and they're getting you to create change to get it to work, you've got to really have a look at things because that's not going to get you anywhere. That's not going to get you anywhere. I've had people that I have hired over the years to do similar things for me. And when they start to say, oh, we need some videos around this topic, I'm always saying to them, no, that's not what I do content around. So you knew that in the beginning. So no, like give me another idea based on these things. And I've been doing this long enough to know what is my scope and what is not my scope. So what is within my zone of genius? What are the things that I'm going to be talking about and sharing in my content and my messaging that I know is going to directly relate to my offers and the way that I do things? There is no way I am going to be creating content based on somebody else's idea because they can't get their shit to work. So if you found yourself in that situation, my client she was really frustrated with herself and, I can understand that, but these guys have game, right? They are very good salespeople and they understand that you really need a result and they're selling you hope. And then when they don't deliver, they make you the problem. And we are not accepting that. I will never accept that. If you're working with me, I'm going to be supporting you because, my clients don't need to market outside of that. The only thing I can think of with this client is like, fuck, if you had to pay me, like use $7,000 to invest in the strategies that I'm investing in, it would have been a very different outcome. The marketing would have been very aligned. Like having that $7,000 to spend on marketing would have really made the difference for my client if she was working with me at the time. And this is my frustration with the industry at large because, people are out there being pulled pillar to post. And as I say, these people are in your DMs or they're emailing you or whatever it is. And they're like, we've got the answer. And they see you struggling and they know this and they're selling you hope. And yeah, you get what I'm saying, right? And I don't want you to be a victim to that. And if you're early in your career, then it's easy to be a victim to it because, we're looking for somebody who has the answers, right? If we can't get something to work the way that we want it to, we're looking for the answers outside of ourselves. And, sometimes those answers are there, but it's very rarely landing in your DMs, telling you they're going to, change your life with a real strategy or something like that. And you've got to know yourself first. You've got to know all of those components that I spoke about. You've got to know who you are and be really convicted around that. You've got to know what you do and be really convicted about that. You've got to know what problem you solve and how you solve it and feel good about that. Be convicted around that. You've got to be convicted around, this is what I do, this is how I do it, these are the results that I deliver, this is my sweet spot, this is my zone of genius, and this is the area that I'm playing in. Anything outside of that is not going to work for me. Get that conviction. And if you need support around that, that is where I can save you. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying when you hire a mentor, they will save you a lot of time and effort and wasted money. So we always learn something when we invest, right? It's a rite of passage to invest in shit that doesn't work for us. We figure that out and we come back to wherever, right? So it's never wasted. But I think you could have had that experience investing $1,000 and testing it. I don't think you need to go all in and spend huge amounts of money. I'm very stingy with my marketing. I'm testing. I'm actually working with somebody at the moment who I have a strategy that I am implementing, and I'm giving them a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. I'm testing and rigorously testing. And when something comes back, explain to me how you got this result. Show me this, show me that. I want to know everything, because if something's working for me, I recommend it to my clients and I show them how to do it. Inside my mastermind, they will have access to every strategy that I'm going to be running with in 2025. And you can bet that before I refer any of those strategies, they've been rigorously tested and they're working for me. And I also would make sure that before that strategy is implemented, before you even think about the marketing strategy, all of those ducks need to be in a row. How have you positioned yourself? What are your offers? Really rock solid in knowing who you are and what is a good fit and what isn't a good fit, so that we can layer that marketing on top of all of that to amplify it, rather than um, having it redirect our attention, redirect our content, redirect our focus. So that's all I wanted to share with you today. Don't let people knock you off your feet, right? Be really strong in who you are. Know yourself. Because when you know these things, you're going to be less vulnerable to predatory type of people who were never planning on delivering the promise because they were overinflating their promises, and then they're making you the problem. I hate that with a passion, and it can do a lot of damage to a coach that's, maybe had a little bit of success and they're ready to dial it up and they invest in these things and it doesn't work, and then it puts them behind the eight ball. And in the case of this particular past client of mine, she lost all sense of who she was and what she was here to do. And so that's that costs you money, it costs you time, it makes you question yourself, and you don't have time for that. You need to be unwavering in your conviction around you being the best at what you do, one of the best at what you do, and knowing that's true. And when you hire people, they're supposed to help you amplify that. And inside my mastermind, that's exactly what I do. So I'm not saying to my clients, oh, go do this because it works for me and do it in this exact way. No, we develop bespoke sales and marketing systems based on the individual and the individual's audience. If you would like to understand how I will be marketing this year or am marketing this year, and how to develop that bespoke sales and marketing system for you, then stay tuned, because I have a free masterclass coming up on Friday called the Lux Marketing Method. And I'm going to teach you how to develop this. I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and I'm also going to teach you how to do it for yourself, so that you know if something's a good fit for you or not. And as I say, it will leave you less vulnerable to those predatory mother truckers who are out there preying on people and not delivering on promise. I don't have a problem with people pitching and, doing lead gen in any particular way. I don't have a problem with that. The problem I have is that when something doesn't work, and it was never going to work, because the everything's overinflated, then they make you the problem. I have a big problem with that because it does a lot of damage. Anyway, you've heard me say it. I'm going to drop that masterclass link in as soon as I have it. That's one of the tech issues that I've been having this morning. Hopefully, I'll have that sorted, and by the time the podcast is live, that link will be there. If not, head to Instagram and DM me, and I can shoot you that link. Uh, yeah, that's it. That is it, my loves. I will see you next week. Bye for now.